if we sign someone, I think we're going to trade champs or a Prem easily.
All right, cool. Today's a good day. Should I tell you why it's a good day?
It's a momentous occasion.
Because our good friends at Arsenal Football Club have been knocked out of the Champions League. The season's over. They come trophyless again for the 5th season in a row.
Back again.
We're looking at phase 7 of Arteta, something like that. Phase 7 we're going into. They've brought in £800 million worth of players, and there's nothing to show for it. It doesn't matter if it's factual or not. We're not here for facts today. We're here for violence. Should I tell you why? Okay. Because I hear Arsenal fans talking to me. I hear this guy talking to me. If Arsenal win the Champions League, it will be a bigger achievement than Liverpool if we win the Premier League. No one cares. Should I tell you why no one cares? Because you're not in a final. Should I tell you something funny? What? Chelsea, Conference League final.
Come on.
And they might have a Conference League party, you could say. Liverpool, we're going to have a Premier League party. United, they might have a Europa League party. City, they might have an FA Cup party.
Last one.
Spurs, FA Cup party. No, even on top of that, Newcastle, Carabao Cup party. What do they have? Thomas party. How does it feel, man? How does it feel?
Why are you recycling Twitter jokes, bro?
How does it feel?
I recycled a joke from the comments in our video. So it's allowed.
Bro's got more successful passes.
Who?
Nah, what is it?
You lost me here for a
second. Try again, bro.
You lost me here for a second, bro.
I finished it. No.
I know what you're going to say. More successful throw-ins than passes, bro.
Yeah.
Just run me through that real quick. What was your, was it Nicholas Jover's idea to, just spam throw-ins constantly all game?
I never knew he had that in him,
No, I can't lie. It was quite funny. It was quite intriguing to see. I actually,
They actually worked to start with, That's
I was going to say, bullshit aside, it actually worked for a bit, yeah. Like, it got you the Martinelli shots as well. But I just want to know how you feel, man. Like, obviously, you're Arteta out, so you've got a couple screws still in your brain.
No, but I've been Arteta out for quite a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, obviously, I can't sit here and be like, oh, you thought this, and it didn't happen. Because, let's be real, you haven't thought much of your club for a minute, though.
And at the end of the day, it's like, you can't really blame him for wanting to win the Champions League.
Yeah, like, it's natural. If you're in a semi-final, you hope your club can win the Champions League.
We didn't get bopped. We didn't get played.
We didn't, but I got a mad deja vu when I saw that game, because I was thinking, what did I tell Sandeep constantly when they were paired up against PSG? You will lose.
Yeah, but I can't lie, I don't think we lost because they were the better team.
No, you lost because your club just doesn't have that juice.
No, I can't lie. I think
they don't.
We lost just because of individual error within the team. That's purely it. Okay, let me explain. Hakimi's goal was a poor touch from Partey.
Yeah.
And
the second goal was also Partey.
Yeah,
when he didn't clear it out of the box, and then Hakimi's goal.
And then the first goal,
the volley.
Again. And in the first leg, it's because we pushed up too high.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, Thomas Partey's going to come back. TP5. You don't want to call him.
I can't lie.
He's going to come back. He's going to make a difference.
But in that game,
made a difference.
But in that game, we played well. I can't lie. We didn't deserve in the semi-final leg. No one expected us to.
Shall I be honest with you? You played better in the second leg than you did the first leg.
Yeah, exactly. And that's because of the team. But I don't think we cool. We can be disappointed, but I don't think we should leave the tie, the PSG tie. Like how you left it. Like you felt like you got bopped up the park.
It was the first leg, yeah.
Even the
second leg, it wasn't. It was more even.
Yeah, but in terms of you didn't deserve to win the tie at all. Like they were clearly the better
but I don't
team.
think you deserve to win the tie at all.
But I don't think they were clear winners. Like I don't think they See,
no, they could have.
The
second leg. If you let's say for example, Saka scored another goal, and you went on to
the game.
I don't think anyone would have said,
but in the first leg,
but they had a couple chances.
No, but let's be real. Donnarumma saved them about 5 times across 2 legs.
Yeah, Raya also had a couple good saves, but also for me, Barcola had a couple chances in this.
He had a horrible game.
Vitinha
had a horrible penalty as well.
No, that was just a good save, I think.
Nah,
his penalty take.
That run up was
horror. I'm trying to say both teams had chances where they missed chances to score goals.
Yeah,
it wasn't a technically amazing game like the Inter Milan game and Barcelona. They were clinically good up front. This game was the opposite. I think it was more. Everyone was very good defensively.
You know, it's for me. You lot have had that problem for years now, where no one's clinical in your front line besides Saka.
Yeah, but
it just shows.
Yeah, but it's not like all the Arsenal fans have been screaming out.
Yeah,
and I feel like the players gave it all out there. Like I can't say we could have played we should have done this, we should have done that, because I feel like everyone felt like the tie. After the first leg, you can't lose 1-0 at home.
I can't lie. You spit in facts.
I agree with what you're saying.
When people say, "Oh, you're out of the Champions League," yes, we're out of the Champions League, and that's what hurts the most. But across them 2 legs, it's like the boys tried the best. It's just as I said, Arteta's taken us so far now, as far as he can, and unless we get because if we have a clinical striker, I think we win that tie without a shadow of a doubt. You can't have Marino and Trossard going as your leading 9 in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Dembele's is PSG. Lewandowski's or Ferran Torres is PSG. Barca. Lautaro Martinez and Thuram is Inter Milan, and we've got Marino. Come on, guys.
No, I'm not. No, I don't.
Tactics take you so far, but members of your team takes you the step further.
You don't need to win a Champions League with a lethal striker.
No, I got
you don't need it,
bro.
To get you to the final, you do.
Bro.
I still don't think so. We won Champions League with Firmino up front.
We wanted Firmino, Mane, and Salah. Come on, bro.
No, yeah, Mane and Salah. That's what I'm saying. If you had wingers,
let's be real. Firmino was a generational.
It was a false nine.
No.
So
I got a better example, bro. Now I got 2 things to say to that. Yeah, you're right, because there's no point expecting. When I watched the game, I was like, it's not even about a striker per se. I agree with you on the striker, but it was like there wasn't enough players thinking positive and like I want to score.
There was.
No, there were. Towards the end.
If you looked across the 2 legs, Martinelli was running endlessly.
I'm saying I agree with you. They tried their best, but I'm saying on a different level, like what a Haaland would or.
But you can't compare them with the team, bro.
That's the whole point. So I'm saying I agree with you. They've reached their mileage. For what? There's no point suddenly expecting now Odegaard's going to turn into some mad bagsman and whatever, because it's not going to happen.
To be fair, he turned up in those first 20 minutes though. I thought he played well.
And also, for the first, that's the thing. I'm like, I can't that's where I'm disappointed we lost the tie, but there's only so much expectation you can expect of the players before you have to say you have to get better.
Yeah,
the midfield. I don't think we didn't get outplayed in the we didn't get outrun in the midfield.
You dominated the midfield.
No, I don't think we dominated.
In the second leg.
Second leg. It's because circumstances changed. Is why they dominated. They were always going to have more of the ball.
Because I looked at it and I was like, Vitinha and Neves, they're not really getting on the ball.
I'm not blind. I'm not naive on that. I'm not blind. I'm gonna say we dominated, but we gave them a contest where no one thought we could. Because let's be real, they probably got the best midfield 3 right now left. In terms of the actual.
There's 2 teams left.
It's not hard, bro.
No, I mean out of the semi-finalist.
Yeah, between them and Barca, I'd say.
But I don't think Barca's like that. I think Barca's just got Pedri.
Yeah, it's essentially just Pedri.
Yeah, they get what I'm trying to say. And so, cool, I'm disappointed, but I'm just like, really and truly, what do you expect when you do not sign anyone? And let's be real, I genuinely think if we have Havertz, Jesus, and Gabriel back, the tie's different. I
still don't think you win it though. No, you know what you said about a lethal striker? Yeah. I think the shots you lot put up against Donnarumma were good shots. Yeah, but it's just the keeper had one of those days.
But I think there
wasn't much you could do about it.
The whole strategy changes if Havertz is back.
Yeah, the strategy definitely changes.
Because I'll be real, I think Marino was one of our best players across both ties. I think he played out of his skin.
And even in the Madrid game as well.
Yeah, and I feel like if he came into the midfield instead of, let's say, Partey as a 6 and then them 2 as 8 and we didn't play their 10s.
Rice dropped Rice a bit deeper.
No, we just have Partey and we have Rice and Marino both in the 8. I think that and then Jesus coming off the bench what he did against Bayern Munich. I feel like there's chances there, and you have Trossard off the bench.
Even Trossard came and he came with
let's be real, because I'm not gonna say that PSG didn't have much firepower off the bench. Let's be real.
Let's not forget though, first 60 minutes of the second leg there was no Dembele either. Yeah. And he would have made it. That Barcola chance would have been Dembele there instead.
There was a couple of counter-attacking opportunities.
Yeah, where you just think
it could have done.
But I also think Skelly didn't have his best game, and when Calafiori and Trossard both came on, we changed the game.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Cool, I'm disappointed. But it's nothing that I didn't expect. Cool, I'm going into the game saying we're going to win because everyone has to have hope. If you don't believe, your team's not going to win. Yeah. But it's nothing I haven't said for 2.5, 3 years now.
Sorry, I wanted to go back to what I was saying before, because with Chelsea, I feel some of the best teams that win the Champions League, their defense is sometimes stronger than more for Chelsea. We won the champs with Havertz, Werner, and Mason Mount as our front 3. Yeah. In hindsight, it looks awful.
It was a good Mason Mount though,
and we conceded 4 goals in the whole competition, bro.
Yeah,
that defensive record, I don't think it will be beaten again or not for a very long time. And there's certain similarities you can give to Arsenal where the attack isn't the best. Bear in mind, we did have Giroud and Tammy Abraham on the bench, which you guys do not. But do you not feel a sense of, if you could have just stretched it. You could have just squeezed it a bit more and got
you're
better.
Forgetting we're versing this PSG team. Let's not be real.
No, because we beat Man City and Real Madrid on our way to the final.
Let's be real. That Real Madrid
PSG team is better than that Real Madrid.
Let's be real. That Man City team was fucking fugazi without a CDM. Like, it makes zero sense. Let's be real.
I'm saying regardless.
No,
Of course,
I don't think you can win Chelsea Champions League thing.
No, I'm just saying great defense. I'm saying, as an Arsenal fan, do you feel calm? Do you feel calm that you didn't go through?
What mistakes did the defence make for any of the goals? All the goals came from a midfield error. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, I think Skelly for Hakimi's goal could have done better.
That was right. I mean, that was Partey.
No, it was Partey, but Skelly was also there.
I think that's Partey. Because Partey tried to do like a turn on the half turn.
No,
you don't do that.
It's more Partey's fault. But when it got to Hakimi, I thought Skelly could have closed him down faster. I don't think Skelly
was even on the pitch, bro.
He was. By that point, he was still on the pitch. You made fullback changes a bit later into the game than I thought you would have.
Anyway, yeah. But anyways,
jumped on.
All the errors came from midfielders, which I'm trying to say to you. The defence played out their skin. Let's play real. We're playing with Kiowa, guys. The guy literally cost us the league a couple seasons ago.
I think he played pretty well.
I think Kiowa's been very good. But let's be real.
That's what I was saying. You know, with the Gabriel thing. No, but with the Gabriel thing, firstly, even on the first tie, both the goal came on Saliba's side. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it came on Saliba's side, but it was Rice's fault.
Yeah, so it's like when I look at it, Gabriel would have made your team better, but did any of the goals come down that side in the first place?
You know, it's more the presence of Gabriel and leadership.
I agree
Gabriel's a talking leader in the defense.
And also set pieces, you might have done a bit better.
But it's just I don't think you can say yes. It's like it's a whole team collectively. We are just not there to win the Champions League.
I was gonna say, so off topic to the Champions League, just moving forward. I don't want to talk about Arteta. We talk about Arteta all the time, even though he did come out in the press conference and say he thinks you lot played better for 160 minutes in that leg. Out of 180 minutes, you played 160 minutes better than PSG, which is outrageous.
I think he said 130.
No, he said 160. I saw the quote. 160 minutes.
I think regardless if you're right, like.
Shall I tell you something? I'm not going to talk too much on Arteta because we do it all the time, right? I just think if your manager has that mentality, it goes down to the group of players too. I just think that's probably not good for the club. If your manager's so in denial of, I think we outplayed, like he said he was better over the two legs, I don't think you can comfortably say that. And even if you do think it, like,
you don't probably say it.
Yeah, you just don't say it. Like, it's just not a good look. Yeah. But then moving forward, the reason why I'm a bit worried about Arsenal now, not worried because really I don't want them to win anything, right? But like, if I was you, I'd be a bit more worried just because if you're looking at this batch of players now, they've come close to 2 league titles. One was on the last day, and the other one, that's I said 2.
2.5.
This year's one wasn't close.
No, but I feel like it was close, but then we let it slip.
Yeah, but like you let it slip so early on in the season that it didn't feel close anymore.
They are the closest.
They're the closest. But United were the closest to a league.
Let's be real. We should have had we were 4 points behind you come January. Yeah. We let it slip, so we should have been up to your still tails right now.
But that was January. The season ends. I'm trying
to say. I feel like if we did what we were meant to do, we should have I say 2.5 because I don't think the players can say we were out of the
but this plays into my point regardless. What I was gonna say is cool. Call it 2.5, whatever you want to call it. 1 year you were ahead for 300 days or something like that, and you let it slip. The next year you took it down to the last day with City. Year after that you were close. Injuries hit. You let it slip in January. That's 3 years of competing for the title. You're the same batch of players. Basically the same batch of players, minus maybe like Rice because he came in year after the first year competing, and like Havertz. Those same players have seen the same heartbreak 3 years in a row. Champions League, it's been 2 years in a row now where there's been heartbreak. Bayern and now PSG too. Are you a bit worried that you're looking into next season and these players just can't they're just not up for it anymore? They're going to look at it and they're going to be like, are we going to do all of this again for nothing?
As bad as it sounds, I'm happy that we've got injuries out of the way.
It
sounds like a bad thing,
but the cycle you're hoping is later down the line now.
Hopefully, we've had time to not rush Havertz back, not rush Gabriel. Saka's played here and there, but he's not played in week in, week in, week out.
Yeah.
Jesus now's going to recuperate. He's going to have a thing.
But he's constantly injured though.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, there could have been a better version of Arsenal. Against PSG.
Yeah. And let's be real. I think
pretty much
for the past 2 seasons, I think we've had our full strength team 3 or 4 times.
let's be real. I'm not gonna die. We still need improvements in this team.
Yeah.
We've relied on a 18-year-old left the centre mid that's moved to a left back after buying 3 maybe left backs.
Even though you still say he's the best left back in the flipping league, though.
He is.
Luke Skelly. I still think he probably is.
Yeah.
But
exactly. But that's beside my point. Like, you can't rely on kids like that. And I still think we need maybe a left winger and a striker to fully say yes. Like, you got everything you need now for the squad, not the manager, for the squad.
To end it.
Yeah.
In hindsight, this time next season, you continue with the same squad you have now.
No additions.
Like squad rotational players, similar to what you did this season, kind of with Calafiori, etc. And then there's another scenario where you get I'm not going to say Isak, but you get a Gokres and you get maybe a 10. Just the improvements you think you need. How do you see scenario 1 going as scenario 2?
Scenario 1 is we have the same shit. Cause
competing again, not
like competing to I feel like we'll win a top 4 race next season if we don't add anything.
So a bit worse than this season.
Yeah, because that's just because other people are going to improve.
Yeah.
And Champions League, I think quarterfinal, semi-final still. If we sign someone, I think we're going to trade champs or a Prem easily.
Okay, easily is kind of crazy.
Easily in terms of like how you guys want it.
Yeah, but do you not think we'll still improve as well?
I don't think.
And Newcastle. Newcastle's the worry for me now.
I don't think there's much for you guys to improve on. Like,
there's quite a bit where we can improve on.
I don't think we
can get a better striker, a better left back, a new right
back. I don't see them doing that. Like, genuinely, I don't see them doing that.
We'll see.
I don't like.
That's Liverpool's MO.
And also, that is on top of Salah performing at the same level he's done all season.
That's Liverpool's MO.
But that's why I say there's so much we can improve on.
And seeing as how January to now has gone for Salah, it's a bit questionable. Like, if, let's say, for example, next season, there's like 3 teams waiting for, like, it's Newcastle, City and these, man, Salah needs to be on form the whole season.
This is just back end of the season Salah anyway, so we see it every year, bro. Post-January Salah is a bit different to start of the season Salah. Last thing I want to say is just the only other reason why I'm a bit worried is I look at you lot, and right now, obviously, there's context. I'm not going to say you're exactly the same, but I'm seeing similarities to, like, Poch's Spurs team, for example, where I think we can all agree, banter aside, it was a good Spurs team. You looked at them and you thought there's actually a chance they can break their drought and they can actually go and win a trophy. And lo and behold, they won nothing under that team. They got to a Champions League final, didn't win anything. They came 3rd in the league when Leicester won it. Like, they got really close. My worry for you lot is I think every Big Six club, when they're in a good period of time, they think, my team has to win a trophy, and there's like a divine right for all of us where we think we should win a trophy. It's like owed to us, right? And I feel like you might get to a point sooner or later where this whole phase of the good Arsenal might just burn out. I'm worried where you might get to like the tip of the iceberg and fall down, and your window of opportunity for trophies just goes down the hill.
When you've got Timber, Gabriel, Rice, Saka. They're all 26 and under. I'm not worried.
But then, Arsenal's not that type of club.
But then how?
I thought with Tottenham they capitulated because of pretty much the board.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think it's external circumstances compared to the squad which you have to think about.
Cool, bro. But hear me out on this. Yeah. Last point. You lot have. I want to say world-class players, if not world-class, at that upper tier of players all around the pitch, right? And not all of these players are Arsenal fans. Let's face it. Saka will stay. No doubt in my mind, Saka will stay. Gabriel, I think, will also stay. I think Rice will stay. But you're looking at Saliba, you're looking at like players like Timber, for example. I don't know. I don't know how long these players can go.
Timber's had 1 season at Arsenal.
I'm not saying next year. But hold on. I'm just saying I don't know how long these players can go coming second every season or no trophies and just want to go to a different club, bro. They want to spend their prime at a different club.
At the end of the day, even if Saliba goes to Real Madrid, Arsenal squad depth, especially in midfield and defence, like defensive midfield and defence, is strong enough that they won't fall off the face of the cliff like that. Like it's as simple as that.
They won't fall off the face of the cliff. But if you replace Saliba and if someone's not good enough to replace basically one of the best young centre-backs in the world, best centre-back in the world, then they're going to have problems.
No, because Chelsea and Newcastle, the teams trying to get to their position, it doesn't compare.
It doesn't compare now.
That's just my opinion, bro.